my strength will never change, and my love will never fade away. We could be like fire. No one could put us out. We burn so bright, and they will compromise just to feel the energy of our life. Yeah, we could burn like fire, 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 fire. Yeah, we could burn like fire, 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 fire. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for?
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. So I've been sitting here really, I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, since my husband left. I've had a lot weighing on my heart the last few days, and yesterday something happened that just really it really like stirred up a lot of emotions, and I feel compelled to share a little bit more of my story today, and tie all of that into self-love, because it's self-love is a foundation from which we create our reality, or lack thereof, self-love. I haven't been doing this enough, breathing. Actually had a conversation with my friend and coach, not yesterday, but the day before. And, she had to tell me, slow down, breathe, take a deep breath. Feeling very constricted. And that's what we tend to do is, when we get emotional, we constrict. So breathing through all of that. And that is self-love, to, give your body what it needs. So what happened yesterday? My husband came home from an errand that he was running. And on his way home, he witnessed a woman being thrown from a vehicle on the interstate going, 70 plus miles an hour. It breaks my heart. I've cried over this, actually sitting and thinking about it, because it brings back memories of things that I've experienced in toxic and abusive relationships. One relationship in particular. Every other relationship, like previously or prior to that, it was, my dysfunctional upbringing and my dad being abusive. And after that, it wasn't a physically abusive relationship, but it was extremely toxic, and was pretty much very similar. It just didn't have the physical abuse. But the relationship that I had with my oldest daughter's father And, he's the reason why I went to prison. I ended up, taking the fall for him for something that, I mean, we did it together. I was a part of it, but he was the mastermind, if you will, in that I just feel compelled to share, for those that are in those situations. I feel so much for the woman, in that incident on the interstate. I mean, she didn't make it, obviously. My husband was, pretty certain that she was not alive when he drove past her body. Having healthy boundaries is self-love. And a lot of times, I mean, it was where it comes from as our childhood, and we're not taught boundaries. Even our parents infringe on our personal boundaries because it's this perpetuating cycle. And so it's our job to become aware of and heal and break that cycle. It's on us. If you're here and you're watching this, it's on you. It's on you to break those repeating patterns. Anyways, good morning, everyone. My heart is so heavy this morning because of what happened yesterday, and then there have been these things that have been happening in my everyday life that you don't even take into consideration, because we take life so literal. But there are all these things that, if you look at it from a symbolic perspective, and this is how you interpret your dreams as well, but the universe speaks to you through things. And even with the tornado that that happened here at my house last week. So when I was younger, when I was in that relationship with my daughter's father, the very abusive one, I would have reoccurring dreams about tornadoes. I have never been in a tornado, actually experience a tornado, a traumatizing experience or anything like that. Tornadoes are scary. And so I used to have reoccurring dreams about tornadoes. And that was symbolic of my chaotic life and the turmoil that I was experiencing, through my dysfunctional upbringing and, in the relationship that I ended up in. When I finally got out of that relationship, I mean, statistically, you don't survive something like that. Women all the time are going through these toxic ass relationships and they don't get out. Yesterday I was talking to my mom about something that we learned about when we lived in Florida. There was a very toxic relationship, and this girl had she had a boyfriend, but she had a baby from somebody else. And this boyfriend ended up them fighting or whatever. Like, he ended up taking the baby and throwing the baby out of a moving vehicle on the interstate. So this girl being thrown from the vehicle, that just brought that memory back up. And my mom was really emotional around that time that happened in Florida, because I was in that relationship that was very dangerous. with a child in that relationship, and there's no telling what somebody that has endured severe emotional and physical trauma, which he had, how they will react to things. And so if you're in a situation that is dangerous, that the person is physically abusive with you, or if you're in a relationship that isn't physically abusive yet, but that you feel like it could be getting there, or maybe you don't, but I'm telling you that you can't predict how somebody is going to act, what actions are going to take, and you have to protect yourself. That is self-love, putting yourself first, and not, sacrificing your well-being to please somebody else. This is the first step. So this is where I was. Many times I found myself in situations in toxic relationships. And this was the first step for me to begin to transition to a healthier lifestyle, by realizing that I was worthy of, healthy relationships, and I was worthy of all good in life. I was worthy of happiness and love. And even though we may say, like, we want a healthy relationship, we want a better life, we want certain things, it's one thing to say you want healthy relationships, but it's another thing entirely to walk away from those that aren't healthy. Because even the healthiest, the relationship that appears to be healthy from the outside can actually be, something that's really toxic. Firsthand, I know this firsthand from the relationships that I've been in. The one that the final straw for me that really pushed me to reflect inward. It was, by on being on the outside looking in, you would be like, wow, they got it, posting stuff up on social media and on the highlight reel. It looked like a really healthy relationship. I have a friend and that was in a relationship that was, put on Front Street on social media, but then I learned that on the back end that it was far from it. So being real with yourself and being real with, how you feel, getting in touch with how you really feel, it takes that, self-reflection. It takes doing the inner work. And this isn't going to be a long broadcast today, but I definitely want to show up every day. So whether I put out something that's, 30 minutes or an hour, I'm going to be here for everyone that needs me to show up, because I have come a long way on my journey, and I have definitely been in extremely toxic, extremely dangerous situations, and I have, there's always room for improvement, and I am in a very happy place in my life, and I love my husband. There's still work that needs to be done. Relationships, every relationship takes work, and it really takes you doing your work, your inner work, and setting those boundaries, and connecting with yourself, putting yourself first, taking care of your needs. And a lot of times, the things that we need really is to do that reflection and to recharge. Self-care is doing like the meditations and the breath work, and spending time with yourself, doing things that you love, like creating, being creative and painting and drawing or writing poetry or dancing, or all of that stuff is self-love. But it all starts with making sure that you're in a safe place to be yourself and to have those practices. So if you find yourself in a relationship that's not safe, that you don't feel safe, that you feel that you're terrified for your safety or for the safety of your children. My God, if you're in a place where you have if you're in a relationship, you have children, and you're in an unsafe relationship, please reach out. If you're, if you don't know who to turn to, reach out to me, email me, reach out to me on social media. I am here for you because we are all in this together. Reach out to someone. So self-love stems from our beliefs about ourselves. And a practice that I have found to really help change the way what I believe about myself. It all starts with what you think, and you have to change what you're thinking, because it's law that what you impress into your subconscious mind will reflect out into your reality. So you have to change the way you think about yourself, and it's through repetition that you change those thoughts. So starting with creating personal affirmations that will help you change the way you think is going to be a key component to get you started. I want to add some music. I'm going to read my affirmations. I want you to make them your own, but by all means, you can say these affirmations with me. But I definitely encourage you to sit down, take a few minutes, and sit down and create an affirmation list that I want you to say every morning and every evening. Say these affirmations when you wake up in the morning, and then right before you go to bed, right before you lay down to go to sleep, say these affirmations again and feel them. Because this is how the law of attraction works. What you think and what you feel is what attracts to you. And so if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts about yourself, that's how you co-create. You're thinking all of these negative thoughts, and that's how you feel deeply. You truly feel the way that you think about yourself. And that's why it's so important to change the way you think. And then repeat those things daily and begin to generate those feelings. I am worthy of all good. I am always making the best decisions. I trust myself. It's okay for me to be who I am. I am safe. My vibration is high and powerful. I am confident. I am the best at what I do. I love my body. I am sexy, confident, and healthy. It's okay for me to learn as I go. I am smart. I approve of myself and the way I am changing. I am ready. I love myself. I am strong and flexible. I am flexible to changes happening in my life. I am safe. I absolutely can have everything I want. It is okay for me to set high standards. I am really, really good at loving myself. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. My attitude of gratitude is my greatest wealth. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, universe, for making my life abundant and amazing right now. I choose to appreciate it now. Good morning, Just in a Bubble. I am me, and I am here to be me. Thank you for showing up. It's been a long morning already. I've been up from like really, really early, trying to prepare myself for this broadcast. And it's funny because I'm never prepared to go on camera. And I truly want to show up for my audience authentically, but led by spirit. Like, I don't want to show up and show up from a place of ego. It's not about what I want to share. I mean, there are things that I'm going through, and I know it's my experiences that I'm not experiencing the things I'm experiencing in my life alone. Like, everyone's going through very similar things. And so the things that are brought up for me, I feel compelled to share. And there are things that resurface, like toxic relationship patterns, and just understanding that I thought I was in a healthy relationship. I considered myself to be, then I go, well, it's a lot healthier than the last relationship that I was in. But there are still, patterns and, understanding boundaries and communication that needs to take place. And, what happened yesterday after, and things that I've experienced with my relationship, then, having brought to the forefront of my attention, all of these old stories and things that I've experienced that I feel compelled to share about. The relationships that I've been in and how I've overcome those things. And that it is so important that if you are in a toxic relationship that you get out. That's like the first and foremost. If you're in an abusive relationship that is physically abusive, get out right now. That you are important, that you have a purpose and you have to survive. But then once you're out of that relationship, to stay out of relationships for a while and put yourself first and get to a healthy place within yourself, because you are the common denominator in all of those toxic relationships that you've had in your life. And then, addressing it from your childhood and going through all of those deep-rooted beliefs about yourself and about life will help you to become a more conscious creator of your life. I'm going to have to end the broadcast very soon because I hear the baby in there waking up, and I'm going to have to go and take care of the little ones. But I want everyone to know this is a safe place, that it is safe to talk to me if you are in a tough situation in your life and you are not sure of where to turn or how to get out. Please reach out to someone and put yourself first. I hope this information was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Have a good morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's probably a lot of people out there that are going through, that are in those relationships. My mom was one of them. Then I ended up being one of them. So statistically, you don't get out of those relationships. There's been so many women that I've heard of that don't get out. I'm sorry. I'm really like all in my thoughts, but thank you for referring her to me. I actually need to go and sit with myself for a little bit and meditate. Before it's time to take care of these children and then deal with my family. So thank you for being here, for showing up, and for referring your friend to me. I love you. I hope you have a good day.